Hey guys, I've got a bunch of new makeup that I wanted to try out, including, wow, I'm like so excited, I'm out of breath. This is the new Westman Atelier, what's the proper name? Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. So they did send this to me. This is the packaging, this is the box packaging, which is pretty typical. They sent me shade Atelier 2, which sounds a little bit deep for me, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And they also sent over a new brush. Oh, I'm so excited. This is the liquid, sorry, it's like engraved in the black handle. Hold on, the liquid blender brush. Ooh, this is like a really dense, dense foundation brush. Ooh, I know I'm gonna like this. Okay, so that's from Westman Atelier. And then Victoria Beckham expanded their line for the Bitten Lip Tint. And I know that they had one, maybe two shades, I'm not exactly sure, but they sent me 4 shades of that. So I wanted to try this on. I tried this when it first came out, like, I don't know, a couple years ago. Do you guys even remember? Maybe a couple years ago. And I was not the biggest fan of it. And I can't remember why. I think maybe the taste, like you could taste it. Anyway, we'll give that a shot because I am very, very curious to see if it's still the same, like if I have the same experience with it. And then Salt New York sent me some new goodies. I'm so excited. And look at this. They actually sent it all in a pouch with my initials. Isn't that so nice? I love Kiki. Kiki's the owner of Salt New York. She's really sweet. So she sent over the Lip and Cheek Cream Tint Pro in Horny and Sunburnt. So we've got that to try out. And then I got this really, really gorgeous box from Isamaya French. And this is the Industrial Collection set. Look at this box. And I love what it says on here. These are not tools. They are weapons for truth. She's come out with her own line. Isamaya is, I hope I'm pronouncing her name. It's either Isamaya or Isamaya. I'm not sure. Please correct me down below if you know. She is a makeup artist, really kind of like edgy and just super cool makeup looks. She's gorgeous and does a lot of makeup on herself. I follow her on Instagram. Anyway, she's come out with her own line and they sent me this gorgeous box. Isn't it beautiful? So this is an eyeshadow palette, which we'll definitely be using. And then we have like mascara. I think this is a lip gloss. And then a brow, kind of like a brow gel. It's more like a brow, what do we call it? Brow laminator. So maybe we'll try that. I don't know if I'm that daring, but we're definitely going to be trying the eyeshadow palette. Okay, so first up, we've got the Westman Atelier Skin Drops, Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. And again, I have it in the shade Atelier 2. And this is going to be for sale starting, I believe, tomorrow, August 22nd. So I don't have that much information on it. They did, again, send this to me in PR. And currently on their website, you can join their wait list if you, I guess, want to be notified when this does go on sale, but there's no product page. So I don't really know exactly the characteristics that this foundation is supposed to have, but I do believe it is supposed to have a lot of skincare benefits. Westman Atelier is a clean beauty brand, so there's no like silicones or sulfates, things like that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it and we'll see how it looks together. So here is the packaging. It's got like one of those dropper tops. I'm always tempted to just kind of drop it right on my face, but I feel like that's so unhygienic. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out onto the back of my hand. And it is on the thin side, so I'm not going to hold my hand up for too long. I am going to use their liquid blender brush. I'm so excited for this. Just going to pick up a little bit here and apply. Ooh, really smoothing. That's the first thing I noticed. It made my skin look like instantly smoother. Okay. I am really loving that. I think this shade is okay. I may want to get Atelier 1 or just see what the whole shade range is. But I think so far this is working for me. It's the summertime. I am a little bit tanner than I am usually. Yeah, I think this is gonna be fine. Ooh, this brush is so soft. It's just like gliding right over my skin. Okay, so there is one light layer applied to this half of my face. I think the coverage is very light. I think the finish of the foundation is very radiant. There's a little bit of tack left on my skin, so I feel like I would want a powder. Yeah, so far I feel like it's perfecting my complexion by really kind of like smoothing out my skin. I feel like this is a very blurring kind of foundation versus a really kind of like high coverage type of foundation that kind of just like blanks everything out, kind of perfects your skin in that way. This is more of like, yeah, like a texture kind of perfecting. Wow. And I have very, very dry, maturing skin, so I enjoy a lot of radiance to my foundation. And this has a really nice amount. I don't feel like I look greasy. I just feel like I have this kind of like luminous, lit from within kind of glow going on here. Really lovely. Okay, I'm gonna finish applying it to the rest of my face. And I would say upon first application, this has less coverage than Westman Atelier's stick foundation, but it is more radiant than the stick foundation. Yeah, and I would have to say, like, if you're a fan of Westman Atelier, I don't think this is going to be like a surprising product. I think the light coverage, I think the very kind of like beautiful, radiant skin-like finish, I think none of these are surprises considering her line. I feel like if this was really high coverage and kind of matte, I would be a little bit surprised coming from Westman Atelier. But this is very, I feel like very in line with the brand. And if you really like the brand, I think you'll really like this foundation. Oof. I like the way my skin looks. It just looks really, really healthy. Okay, I'm just gonna throw some powder on. I'm throwing on my Say loose powder because it's sitting here. I wanted to put on my Westman Atelier powder, but I'm too lazy to get up, and this was right on my vanity. So I'm just gonna throw some of this on. Okay, just a little bit kind of like down the center of my face, take away just a little bit of the shine. And next, I wanna try this Salt New York Lip and Cheek Cream Tint Pro. Let's open up Horny first. I just am dying to know what Horny looks like. I'm imagining it's gonna be a real flush of color. Oh, yep. Let's see. Wow. Look at that red. Let me do a swatch of this. Ooh, it's like a popsicle red, right? Like a cherry red. Ooh, that's really pretty. Okay, so that's Horny, and then this is Sunburnt. Ooh, pretty. I was expecting something a little bit more like rusty, but this is actually very pretty. There's Sunburnt. Ooh, now the big decision. Which one? I feel like I'm more curious about Horny because this is, I think, a more unique shade, at least in my collection. So I'm going to use Horny. I'm just going to pick some up with my finger here and tap some. Hold on. Too much stuff all over my fingers. Tap that out. Oh, wow. Ooh. There's something about this color that I feel like makes the rest of my complexion look really, really translucent in a way. Oh, wow, that's very pretty. Yes, this is very like doll cheeks. Ooh. Well, I don't have any new bronzer or highlighter, and I think I'm going to forego it. I think in terms of highlight, I think this foundation leaves enough radiance going on. Bronzer, I don't know. I don't feel like I need it. I'm just going to move on. I'm also really, really, really excited to try all of this Isamaya stuff. So the brow lac. I'm a little bit nervous about this. This brow laminator, it is transparent. It comes in this little pot. It also comes with this little brow comb. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if it comes with this, but I got one in this PR package. So I'm going to use it. I'm just gonna dip my finger in here just to see, just to see what it's like. It's not as soft as I thought it would be. It's very sticky. And I think, wow, what am I gonna do? Such an amateur here. I think I'm gonna just pick some up on my finger. I'm gonna spread some out on my brows here. And then I'm gonna use the comb and kind of work it through. Ooh, wow. Wow, you can really manipulate like each brow hair. Holy smokes. I have really just kind of stubborn, wild brows. As you can probably see, I feel like I just brushed it through. My brows were like boing. Let me see if I can get them just right here. I don't really use products like this, as you guys know. I just kind of use those brow gels. And that is it. I think I probably should have cleaned off my brows first. I probably had a little bit of foundation in there, and I think I see a little bit of clumping up. Let me see if I can comb through that. Yeah, I think I just had to kind of carefully like kind of comb it through. My brows look really coiffed, really, really coiffed. I'm so used to seeing them just kind of doing their own thing. This is like really, really very interesting to me. Okay, once the brow lac sets down a little bit and then you comb through it, all of those little pieces that I saw, like little balled up pieces, they come like right out. I don't think they're coming out actually. I think they're just kind of like spreading out. So there's a little bit of like a set down period. All right, well, that's what my brows look like. You guys know how unruly my eyebrows are. They're usually just like going in every direction. But now finally, for the first time ever, I feel like all of my brow hairs are actually going in like one direction. Wow. Okay. So interesting. I'm guessing this is probably like that ABH, was it Brow Freeze, that I've seen people using. And again, I'm just, this isn't really my kind of product, but it's really cool. If you really want your brows to behave, this works. This works really well. Okay, let's move on to her eyeshadow palette. How cool is this packaging? Oh my God, it's so neat. And there are shade names on the back. Okay, this is such a cool looking palette. I'm sure you guys follow Alicia Archer, formerly known as Kinky Sweat. I think she officially changed her channel name to Alicia Archer. Anyway, she's been doing like reviews of this palette. She, I think, just did a video of like 6 different looks using this palette. And it really took my breath away. I mean, everything looks gorgeous on her, but this palette looks really, really cool. A lot of fun. So I'm excited to dive in. Of course, I have no idea where to start. These shadows are a little bit more dramatic than what I generally go for, but of course, a lot of greens, as you can see, a lot of like yellowy greens. Here's one that's like a little blue tone, this like minty, like shamrock green. I mean, really cool stuff. Actually, before I jump in, let me do some swatches, and I'm gonna swatch from left to right, top to bottom. Initiator, Heat, Diesel, Whip, Flesh, Belt, Fetish, and then Cuprum, Machine, Motor, Grip, Brass, Sweat, and Leather. And this palette was made in Italy, and there are just a ton of different finishes. All right, I'm gonna kick things off with this BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush. This is A502. It's like a blender brush on the smaller side. And I'm gonna go into this like camely brown color. This one is called Sweat. And I'm gonna apply this all over my lid. And there is such a funky green shift to it, like fairy green. I hope you guys can see it. It's really hard to catch like when eyeshadow, any products have like a lot of like color shifting and like interest to it. It's really hard to catch in studio lighting. But oof, this palette is definitely a surprise, that is for sure. All right, I'm just gonna take the same brush and go into this shade here, which is called Machine. Actually, I'm gonna change brushes because these shades are so like interesting and different. I don't wanna like mix any of them up. So I'm gonna take my Isamaya V33 brush. I'm gonna go into Machine. Apply this to the outer corners here. Wow, that first color I put down is so cool. Oh my God, I love it. I'm having a thought as I'm looking at this palette after swatching it, playing with it now. I'm gonna make a pretty bold statement here. I feel like this is kind of like what I'm expecting from like Pat McGrath, like just really innovative color stories and different finishes and things. And, you know, a lot of her palettes in the past few, I actually like her most recent, that Moonlit Seduction, but she went through that Divine Rose, all those Divine Roses palettes, and, you know, it was just getting a little repetitive, a little boring. And like the feelings I'm getting when I see this palette, when I'm playing with this palette, is sort of what I expect to get from like Pat McGrath makeup, and I'm getting it here now. So just a feeling I'm getting using this is like, wow, like this is kind of blowing my mind. It's so different. It's very innovative. Yeah, it's really, really inspiring. All right, so that is Machine down. I am going to, what am I gonna do now? I think I wanna put down a little bit of this color I was just talking about. This is Grip. And I'm just gonna pick some up with my finger. It's really pigmented. It's not soft, but like, it's a little flaky. It's a little flaky. So anyway, just dipping my finger in there a little bit, I get quite a bit on my fingertips. See, look at that shine. I'm gonna put this just right up. Wow. I'm gonna use a clean finger and kind of blend that out. I may have to go in there with a brush. Let me just tap the rest of it on to this eye. I'm gonna use this S33 brush from Isam. It's very similar to the brush that I just used, but this is goat hair and that was synthetic. And I wanted natural hair just because I think it would grip the product a little bit more and really blend that out. Wow, that is really cool. Cool eyeshadow. Woo! Wow. Yeah, I just want to keep playing. All right, what should we put? I want to try this shadow here. This one is called Motor. And I want to try this, maybe like the inner corner portion. I'm going to use my Sonia G detail brush from her latest Keyaki set. Is that right? Wow, look at that shine. That is ridiculous. Holy cow. I'm going to grab my Sonia G Smudger 2 brush, and I'm going to go into this green up here, which is called Whip. And I'm just going to, I don't know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just dragging it along my lash line. Kind of want to see how it plays with these other colors and maybe bring it up a little bit. I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to go into this shade down here. It looks black, but there's like a little bit of blue in there. It's called Brass. I was going to go straight for this one, but I think this will be more fun. I want to line my eyes, so I'm just going to use this smudger brush again. And this shadow is like a straight up cream shadow. You can actually see, you can see the indent that I made. It's like puttyish. I definitely have some fallout, by the way, and I think that's from this shadow over here when I like used my finger. Wow, this palette is fun. Fun, fun, fun. I don't think I've been this like mind blown by an eyeshadow palette in a really, really long time. This is something special, you guys. This is something really, really cool. I think every shadow, almost every single shadow in here has like a different formula. It's a completely different experience. It's so much fun. So much fun. I think that's all the shadow I can squeeze on these eyes today. Definitely going to keep playing with this palette though. It's so neat. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, enough on that eyeshadow palette. I'm going to try and wipe away this fallout that I got. I have to figure out how to use that shadow best. I'm going to try it with like a brush next time. All right, I also have mascara from Isamaya. This is the Rubber Lash Latex Lift Mascara in black. So I'm going to curl my lashes. And by the way, some of her pieces have like jewelry in them. And I think they are meant to be worn if you want. I'm just going to leave them on the packaging here because I think it looks cool. But let's get into this mascara. So we've got like a lengthening, separating kind of plastic bristle brush. And it is slightly curved. Ooh, I like the texture of this mascara. Like it feels like there's a little bit of a grip to your lashes, but it's not too much. It's not sticky. It doesn't say anywhere on here that it's waterproof, so I'm going to assume that it's not. Really, really separating. I like that. All right. So let's see. Let's move on to lips. And I've got all of those Victoria Beckham Bitten Lip Tints. So they all come in a box like this. I'm going to unbox them all and swatch them for you. So here are the 4 shades. I'm pretty sure I tried this when it first came out, but I don't remember it being like this at all. I think maybe it's changed. There's also no fragrance, and I remember not liking the fragrance. Anyway, we'll definitely have to try them out, but let me tell you what shade is what. So at the top we have Amour, then we have Bisou, then we have Chérie, and then last we have Poupette. Oh, sorry. So those are the 4 shades. So let me start with Amour. So these have a super, super thin texture. You guys can probably see that in the swatches there. Super duper thin, but like a really even kind of pigment application. It's really, really interesting. Very, very interesting formula. Yeah, I don't taste anything. I don't smell anything. And I'm pretty sure, like now that I'm kind of playing with these again, I'm pretty sure that was my issue when I first got these, when she first launched I can't even remember her first shade. Anyway, here is a more. And they go on like almost like watery. They feel cool to the lips. And now that it's set down, it almost feels like you've put a gloss on and then you've like dabbed a lot of the goo off. And you know, you're left with like just a little bit of it left. That's what this feels like. I'm gonna take this off and let's move on to Bisou. This is the deepest out of the four. These truly are a tint, a super light tint. But what I love about this, usually when I come across like really thin kind of formulas, they're meant to only be a tint. They can be very, very streaky. They don't apply very evenly. You kind of have to like let it set and kind of like fill it in. These are like really even. Oh, this one has a little bit of a taste. It's not bad though. Yeah, this one has a little bit of a taste. How interesting. The first one did not. This one has a little bit of a taste. I'm going to take this off and we'll try the third one, which is Cherie. And we'll see if that one has a taste. So this one I would say is the most like mauvey in tone. Does this one have a taste? I can't even tell. I don't know if it's my makeup wipe. I can't tell. I can't tell if this one has a taste. So that is Cherie. And this one is Poupette, which is, I think, the lightest out of the four. This one down here. There is Poupette, a little brighter than the other ones. Maybe a little bit of a taste as well, a little bit of a taste, but no fragrance. And I really like the lightness of this. The formula is really light and thin. It's very light feeling on the lips. The pigmentation is very light. Yeah, I just really like the lightness of this product. All right, well, those are all the things that I wanted to try today. I'm just doing a quick kind of look at this foundation. It looks really beautiful. Actually, I'm seeing more eyeshadow fallout over here on my nose. Oops. Okay. Inspecting the foundation. It's very, very nice. I cannot speak to oily skin. I'm sorry. I have very, very dry skin and I like the radiance that it's giving my skin. I don't know if it's going to make oily skin look even shinier, even oilier. I don't really know. But if you have dry skin, I think you'll really enjoy this formula. It's very, very, very weightless. I don't feel like any makeup on my skin whatsoever. And so far, I mean, I've just been sitting here, but it's been about 45 minutes and it looks good. It looks really, really good. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I really enjoyed everything I tried today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.